crypto news just keeps getting crazier. Big announcements for Bitcoin NFTs, Solana big updates after their outage, big Ethereum news, Facebook just teamed up with some random metaverse altcoin, and more. Let's start off with this Coinbase news. Coinbase has just released the results from a recent survey that shows that Americans want to see changes to the financial system. Thank you. Thank you. In a survey of over 2,000 people, it showed that 20% own cryptocurrencies. That's a pretty awesome number. 80% think the financial system favors unfair, powerful interests. The other 20% of people, wake up, man. 67% say the current financial system needs major change or a complete overhaul. I agree with that. And 76% of crypto investors believe it is the future of money. Yes. All I have to say is amen to all of that. And while it's a small scale study and only 2,000 people, it does show that people out there are ahead of the policymakers and that change is well overdue for a broken monetary system. And when people get frustrated, they start to look for a better alternative, and they're looking for Bitcoin. We're so early still. It might feel like you're late sometimes, but we are so early still to Bitcoin. Now, off the back of these survey results, Coinbase also launched a US crypto campaign to educate Americans about cryptocurrency and to get more politicians basically on the right side of history by supporting crypto. This is called Crypto 435. It's a grassroots initiative to encourage US citizens to advocate for pro-crypto policies across all 435 congressional districts. Coinbase came out and said the crypto community has reached an important moment. Decisions being made by legislators and regulators in Washington, D.C. and around the country are going to impact the future of how we can build, buy, sell, and use cryptocurrency. Now look, in an ideal world, politicians elected to represent the views of their constituents would actually go out and, represent the views of their constituents. But we do not live in that world. As the survey showed, powerful interests largely control what happens, so hopefully people can actually have a say here and get some politicians involved who care about crypto. Now let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum has successfully completed its Shapella upgrade on the Sepolia testnet, which means that the Shanghai upgrade is almost upon us. That, of course, when all that Ethereum starts to be able to be unlocked, becomes unlockable. Lido Finance has started a preliminary vote for its V2 upgrade to prepare the protocol for the Ethereum Shanghai hard fork, which still likely coming in March at some point, although we don't have a definitive date, so maybe we do see it get knocked back to April or something like that. Oh, and by the way, Lido has seen its biggest daily Ethereum stake inflow in history, with a wallet reportedly belonging to Justin Sun, staking 150,100 Ethereum. Pretty awesome. Chainlink is also helping the Ethereum network by releasing a platform that is going to be able to allow developers to connect data over to smart contracts. Chainlink functions will allow any smart contract out there to be able to connect to any Web2 API, so stuff like Facebook and whatnot. The beta versions of Chainlink functions is already live on the Ethereum Sepolia testnet, as well as the Polygon Mumbai testnet. But the Ethereum core developers are already thinking ahead. They're looking to their next big project. Ethereum is planning to launch a new testnet called Holy later this year. Ethereum currently has two primary testnets, the Goerli testnet and the Sepolia testnet. The Holy testnet, the new one, is going to aim to improve testing environments for developers and to allow for supply challenges. It also is hoping to solve the difficulties validators face when trying to acquire ETH within a testnet environment. With this new testnet coming out, the Ethereum core developers are hoping to be able to onboard even more application developers into the Ethereum ecosystem by basically making it more accessible to a wider range of developers. All important, albeit kind of nerdy tech improvements for Ethereum. This is the stuff that moves the protocol forward. And one thing is clear, ETH is staying leagues ahead of the nearest competitors in the blockchain space, especially with all the layer 2 innovation that we have going on right now. It's even hard to keep up with how much layer 2 stuff is going on. Now this next story is huge for crypto, especially for the random altcoin that pumped off the news. Meta, the parent company of Facebook, and Telefonica, one of the world's biggest telecoms, have partnered up with metaverse altcoin company Gamium. Basically, two big names in the world of Web 2 are diving farther into the world of Web 3 with this partnership. Meta and Telefonica, they came out and announced that they're looking at this partnership with this metaverse project, Gamium, as a way to expand their metaverse offerings. Gamium's gonna work with Meta and Telefonica on a new initiative called the Metaverse Activation Program. Now, the aim here is to scale startups within the Web3 industry in the metaverse space and to give them access to the technologies provided by Meta AI, as well as commercial support by both companies. Big news. Of course, in true crypto fashion, the GMM token pumped hundreds of % on the news of this partnership. You stay classy, crypto. Now, before we talk about Solana's epic fail in Bitcoin NFTs, I want to remind you that every week my team and I write the Wealth Mastery newsletter. This is a cryptocurrency investor report designed to help keep you ahead of the curve in this fast-moving market. It's packed with alpha on airdrops and altcoins and NFTs and DeFi and much more. Join our over 50,000 weekly readers by signing up for free using that link down below in the description. Now we need to talk about Solana again. As we mentioned earlier this week, Solana is back to its old ways of suffering from giant outages. It actually had a 20-hour network outage earlier this week. The Solana mainnet, which you got to keep in mind, remember this, it's still in beta after all this time. So basically it saw transaction throughput just completely fall off the cliff, right? What started as slower than usual transactions quickly spiraled into a near complete shutdown of activity on the Solana network. Users were unable to move any tokens or to be able to complete any kind of transactions until not just one, but 2 network restarts were initiated by the validators, man. Just come on, get that bad boy started up again. Holy cow. But no one on the Solana team seems to have figured out the reason for the outage here. The developers have said that the root cause is still unknown and of course under active investigation. I'm sure they'll figure it out eventually, but you know, it's like outage number 20. Solana Labs co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko has dismissed the theories from the community that it's actually the increased network voting that was the cause of this particular problem. But the team, as they said, they are committed to improving the Solana network, to figuring out why this happened and making it better moving forward. Anatoly also came out and said that delivering a fast, reliable, and scalable network in order to move toward a better decentralized web remains a top priority for the Solana team. The issues around last week's network update, which focused on improvements for speed as well as for scale, made it clear how maintaining stability during these major updates remains a key challenge. Now look, last year, Solana suffered a total of 14 outages. 14 outages, man! And if these problems are going to continue long into 2023, it could put the longevity of the Solana network into real question. I mean, let's be honest here, come on. I mean, for real, at what point does the market just move on to a coin that doesn't have frequent network outages? We have a lot of competitors for the Solana market share. Sui, Aptos, Celestia, a dozen other new chains are coming to eat that piece of pie, right? Wishing Solana the best here, but they need to sort this crap out and sort it out soon. Next, let's talk about Bitcoin NFTs, because one of the most famous NFT collections in all of crypto is jumping on the Bitcoin NFT bandwagon, and that's Yuga Labs, the creators behind the Bored Ape Yacht Club. They are going to be releasing an NFT collection that will be minted on the Bitcoin-based Ordinals protocol, which is NFTs for Bitcoin. The collection is called 12-fold, and it's going to be featuring 300 different generative art NFTs. The NFTs themselves will include 3D elements and hand-drawn features. Yuga Labs plans to open up the NFT auction for this particular set this week and has already been encouraging its Ethereum-based fan base to, hey, go and open up a Bitcoin wallet and get in on the action. Now, the rise of interest in Bitcoin NFTs has been a pretty damn cool thing to witness. I mean, about time, Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin's had stuff like this for quite a while, but this is a big movement in terms of Bitcoin NFTs. We also saw stuff like Ordinal Punks, one of Bitcoin's leading NFT collections that's kind of in the style of Crypto Punks, sell for 9.5 Bitcoin recently. The NFT development happening on Bitcoin, it's a bit unpredictable right now as the overall infrastructure remains much more limited, much more underdeveloped compared, of course, to what we have on Ethereum and other networks. But Bitcoin developers are also concerned that using the Bitcoin network for basically anything other than making transactions and payments is going to slow it down and, of course, increase those transaction fees. But the possibility of hosting Bitcoin NFTs on networks like Stacks has seen the STX token rise up to new yearly highs. The token actually skyrocketed like 250% in February thanks to the Bitcoin Bitcoin NFT hype that we've been seeing over the last few weeks. Stacks is one of the first blockchains to actually be able to let users mint those Bitcoin ordinal NFTs, which have become so popular recently, and it seems interest in Bitcoin ordinal NFTs, it did have a big peak at the beginning of February, but we are definitely seeing a renewed interest here, especially with the Yuga Labs launch about to drop, so we could see a lot of interest surging into Bitcoin NFTs and maintaining throughout the year potentially. Okay, that's it. Subscribe now. See you next time.